In Africa, when someone gets a call to go to ministry, they just go ahead and plant a church.
Wakati tunasoma ni seminar.
When I first started my church, all I took was a seminar.
You don't know how to make any sermon. You don't know how to use the Bible.
These people go to churches where the pastor really doesn't even know the books of the Bible.
For them to be able to do an effective job, they need to be trained in Bible and theology and leadership skills.
I think we have an obligation to help raise the standard. That's why I think ICM came timely.
ICM is in Tanzania to help disciple and equip the many leaders.
Our training is effective in our churches and in our ministry.
First of all, it helped me to translate the Bible, to interpret it.
In the first year, we learned the New Testament side, we learned the history of the church. We have also taken spiritual life formation.
We have been taught that if you need to know the true interpretation, you go first to the original book, Greek. I didn't know before that in the Bible there are some parables. When you find parables, you don't dwell on that as a doctrine.
But after having that course, it has really changed the way of presenting the Word of God.
To use words of our leader, Dr. Walker, theological training is an excuse to disciple people.
We are here to see people's lives transformed. And it's not just, how to answer the questions the right way, but it's how to live the right way.
I discovered that ICM is not only for the knowledge of the Bible, but really I can say that ICM has transformed my life completely. I learned a lot of things concerning servanthood. As Jesus did, he didn't come in the world to be served, but to serve. Because in our culture, that if you are a teacher, a student should wash your dishes. That is a really challenge to me.
So now I'm a friend of sinners. So when I find somebody is backslided, he has sinned, I sit down with him. It's my friend, and I discovered that I helped so many people.
People are changed, and not only are they changed, they also become change agents.
It works as an interdenominational Christian organization.
We have students from almost every denomination.
So when we get for tea, discussions goes on.
We don't see each other as a Lutheran, we don't see each other as Pentecostals, we see each other as Christians.
Nirudi kwenye swali lako kwamba
My aim to come here at ICM is to increase my understanding and to interact with other people like those who are not Maasai.
That's the unique thing that we are missing in our nation, we were missing before we got ICM in our country.
We are reaching Muslims in different ways.
We live with them, so they have to see Christ in us.
I used to go to the river where I can find women when they are drawing water. So I would sit there, talk with them.
One of the students in our BA class and her husband, they work in the poorest district in Dar es Salaam. That district is also predominantly Muslims.
If you give them some clothes, some gifts, they become very excited about it.
So for that way, we minister to them.
Christians are loving, and that attracts Muslims.
Kwa hiyo naona usijione kwamba wewe una bahati mbaya.
Don't think that you are unfortunate.
Jua kwamba bado Mungu anakujali.
You should know that God cares for you.
Meeting the physical needs as a vehicle to reach the souls of the people.
In my church, I've got so many Muslims who changed into Christianity and now they are in the church.
Baada ya kuja hapa ndo nikapata uponyaji.
So when I came here, I heard a good news. Then I gave my life to Jesus.
Ni mazuri sana na mpaka sasa hivi.
And up now, I'm a singer in this church. I'm doing praise and worship in the church. People do change. And by the way, Jesus can change people.
A number of churches in Tanzania have Bible schools, and our goal was to train leaders who will then train their own people.
I thank God for ICM because I need to be more equipped in biblical studies because I'm needed to teach in this college. Samuel had all of these three titles as a prophet, a judge, and a priest. I decided to go to ICM because ICM is higher learning. That is the higher learning.
ICM Seminary Dar es Salaam, we are privileged to have a Maasai student.
Tulikotoka ni safari ndefu.
Now Maasai are coming up knowing the right faith, which is the living God.
We believe by training him, we will be impacting people that are almost unreached.
Mfano anapokuja kwa kipindi cha kuja shule.
When I go back to Arusha, I teach others who can help me to teach other members.
We want to see men and women discipled to Christ so they take what we've given them and multiply it 100-fold throughout the world.
When you train one person who is a leader, he can be able to influence many other leaders.
For example, I'm a Malawian. I'm being trained here at ICM. When I go back to Malawi, I'm going to reach my people there. And that means Africa is being reached.
This denomination in this country have more than 4,000 pastors. So the training I'm getting from ICM is not in vain.
A big miracle happened this year.
We're really thrilled by the fact that after a 2.5-year process, ICM Tanzania is now fully registered.
That means we are operating as a legal entity with the government.
They started with little, and now they've grown to become a recognized institution.
We are using a rented facility. We rent it at $800 a month. Raising $800 a month is quite a challenge.
As we experienced in Kenya, when we began the program, there are certain constraints that happen by using a rented facility.
Would like to have a certificate class, a diploma class, and a BA class, and currently we're not able to do that.
And in fact, we can't start a new class until this one graduates.
I think one of our needs is to have our own campus.
So our big need right now is a plot. Doesn't have to be big, 3 to 5 acres. Once we have the plot, then we put up a few buildings.
We need people who will partner to say, yes, we'll stand with you to see this work extended. It's not that we're about bricks and mortar.
It is really an investment in people. It's not until you plant down those roots with its own building, its own library, do the people say, these people are here for the long haul. These people are here with a long-term commitment to Tanzania.